books. Somebody is actually studying football now. So anyway, though, here are your top performers on offense. All right. Jordan Love, 90.4 with an 89.3 passing grade. Number 2, Josh Jacobs, 84.4. Christian Watson, 83.2. Luke Musgrave, 77.5. And that was on 21 snaps, by the way. Zach Tom, 77.3. Darian Kennard, only 6 snaps, but a 75. Continues to do that job really, really well. John Fitzpatrick, 30 snaps, 73.8. Bo Melton, 9 snaps, 71.0. Jaden Reed, 25 snaps, 69.1. And Chris Brooks, halfback, with 8 snaps, 67.3. So Nick McSwain says here in the chat, Love has the 3rd highest grade this year. Is crazy. He's improved so much, so much. So what do you guys think about it? We got Jordan Love 1, Josh Jacobs 2, Christian Watson 3. I don't know what I'm more excited about. Jordan Love's grade or Christian Watson's grade? Tim, we'll start with you, man. Because, again, Christian Watson's on one right now, dude.
Yeah, I think I'm a little more excited about Scoot. His performance, just because I've expected it from Jordan. This, the way Jordan's playing football right now does not shock me. I'm not surprised at all. But with Scoot, and I'm not really surprised either. The only thing I'm surprised with is that, we really thought it may take him a while to get his game speed legs underneath him and kind of get acclimated to live ball again. And he just hit the ground running and continues to get better. It seems like every single week. So I'm definitely a little bit more excited about Scoot and the fact that, we're getting some of these weapons back. We're working Matthew Golden back into the fold. We got Bird back on the field. Bird. It's going to be amazing. Shout out to Malik Heath. You're the latest addition to the Atlanta Falcons roster. I don't know if you guys picked up on that today. Malik Heath was scooped up off the practice squad by the Falcons today. So there's room. There's some room in that receiver room. A little bit. There's a lot of talent in there, and I think when you see the way Christian's playing, like we talked about this morning, about the and in the post game about different route assignments and different lining up different in these sets, really being utilized in a different way. So yeah, definitely excited about the way Scoot's been playing.
Yeah, and Jacob, before you answer that question, let's hit the super chat. Howling Whataburger with a little bit of breaking news here. I just double checked this too. He said, with the return of Phillip Rivers to the Colts has put the entirety of the AFC on notice. Broncos won't be able to sleep. Packers win by 20 plus Sunday. I just Googled it, and 17 minutes ago, NBC Sports, Phillip Rivers will visit and work out with the Colts on Tuesday. Phillip Rivers coming out of retirement potentially. I need this in my life, man. You kidding me?
Kay Adams already asked Matt Ryan if he was ready for a playoff run, and Matt Ryan was like, nah. And what? Phillip Rivers has been out of football for what, 2 years now?
Yeah.
So two seasons ago, he hung it up.
And I see multiple people in the chat. They don't want to believe it. That's NBC Sports, Sports Illustrated 22 minutes ago. Let's see if there's any other credible here. WTHR, which I think is a local news station, and USA Today. He's 44 years old.
Right. So working out tomorrow, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and pending a physical, obviously passing a physical. And you got to worry what kind of, or not worry, but you got to wonder what kind of, playing shape he's in after a couple of years away. But hey, we've seen quarterbacks well into their 40s light up defenses before. It wouldn't be the first time. And what other option does Indy have right now? They're down to their no string quarterback. They've lost 3 quarterbacks. So
yeah,
I mean, either that or Jacob's going to have to go down there and work out, and we all know how that would turn out.
I can throw a football over that mountain, Tim. To their credit, I see a lot of people in the chat. Homie's got like 13 kids to feed, so he probably needs some money. We got to get him back in the league there. No, but all honesty, I mean, I love that guy. If you want to see some funny mic'd ups, watch Phillip Rivers talk smack to people to the point where the referee's like, dude, you're going to get hit if you don't stop. Like he will talk more smack in a nice way. He's got that Southern twang. I honestly, I love Phillip Rivers. Weirdest release I've ever seen in a football quarterback. He's got a very awkward arm angle. It doesn't seem like the ball should get where it's going there, but I don't know. Very, very interesting. Did not have that on my bingo card for sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so back to the PFF grades. Christian Watson, Jacob. Again, grading out really, really well here against the Chicago Bears, 83.2. His last 4 games, let's just go through all of his games real quick this year: 79, 65, 67, 82, 82, 79, 83. This PFF grade on the year, elite, 87.0 PFF grade for Christian Watson. This is unbelievable, man. It really is.
I don't think that anybody could have guessed that Christian Watson would come off the injury and perform the way that he did, unless you're maybe like an absolute homer. I know that Tim was a big fan of his. I know that myself. I'll even give a shout out to Ryan's kid, Colin. That was his favorite receiver that they took in the draft. I know that I was beside myself when we actually drafted him. I could not believe it because it just never seems to work out that way for Packers fans. Like, you got a guy, you want him to get drafted, all of a sudden it happened. He went through some adversity. I'll never forget the first time that he was, I believe it was against the Vikings, right? When Rodgers threw that just dime to him down the sidelines, right off the hands, right? And everybody said, oh, what a bust, blah, blah, blah. I went, not for Christian Watson. This dude is going to go back into the lab. He's going to put the mad scientist hat back on. He's going to come out stronger than before. And he really has. He has went through different adversity, whether it be, like I said, dropping the first pass, the first time you're on big time TV, having Aaron Rodgers give you that stare of death, which we all know. We've seen it, right? Him earning his respect back into that starting lineup. Him coming back after the injury where I thought, man, that could be, I mean, it could be a career ender. The way that he folded, and to the credit of Jalen Johnson, the fact that they were willing to show that kind of respect towards him, praying over him, you know what I mean? Like giving him that type of respect. Like we've talked about, you know, his dad's on Twitter. I love him personally. That's just my opinion. I think he's awesome. We've had his mother on the podcast, a very sweet and lovely lady. It takes a good parenting to raise a dude like Scoot. And he has just shown that he is a consummate pro. He understands that the game's not too big, not too small. He's just never gets his head. He's kind of like Jordan Love. I don't know how we end up kind of getting these same type of mentality dudes, which obviously I would think would be a testament to Goody and what they do. I mean, he's just a good person. And then the fact that he's an absolute freak of nature. I mean, you're not supposed to move like that when you're, what is he, 6'4", 6'5"? I think that he is absolutely putting the league on notice, and we've you know struggled with this back and forth. What's a wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2? I think that Christian Watson is kind of starting to settle that for us, and you know, enough talk is going to happen. I think that he's just absolutely showing up every single week. Like, what is he? Four? Wasn't it 4 targets, 4 catches, almost 80 some odd yards, and a couple tuds? Like, yeah, that'll do. That'll play.
Yeah, J. Cole in the chat says, can we lock him up for about 4 to 5 years? We can, but we've got to wait 1 year from the extension he just signed. I think that's still in the rule book of the NFL. So they will be, I'm guaranteeing you, they're going to be looking to do that as soon as they're free to do that. And it says a lot, too, about Watson and the fact that Christian was willing to take that prove it deal as opposed to going, no, I'm going to bet on myself and just wait. And I like that the Packers gave him a little bit of guaranteed money too. Like, okay, this will kind of protect you a little bit if things do go south. And obviously the injury's worse than we plan in terms of the rehab. So to open this says, am I crazy, wrong, or insensitive to say that Watson tearing his ACL wasn't actually a bad thing? He came back better. There's many cases that you hear that the knee is stronger. Sometimes these guys are playing with stuff that's that's in there. It might be not necessarily a slight tear, but a little bit of a sprain here or there. And then all of a sudden it tears completely. You have to rebuild the thing. And when you rebuild, it actually comes back stronger. You know, I was hearing, I think it was Robert Brooks talk about this from back in the day. And it was an interview this past summer, and they said he's still got metal wiring in his knee from where they redone his ACL. That's how far things have come. Obviously, that was a long, long time ago. But, yeah, it's medicine's come so far along. So I understand what you're saying, too, over this, and I don't think it's insensitive. I think Christian would agree with you. I feel stronger than I did before. Because once you accept the fact that, no, that knee is actually stronger, right? You get that past that mindset of, crap, this thing's going to go on me again. It actually will hold up better than it did before. So, yeah.
Yep. I would say that that's fair. I would stop short of saying it's not a bad thing. Anytime a guy injures himself and misses a ton of football, it's a bad thing. But the fact that he's stronger, faster, better coming off of it is undisputed. And you're seeing that on the field, right? I mean, I remember we saw, right before camp started, we saw Scoot running around catching footballs, and we kind of blew our minds because we didn't anticipate him coming back into the fold until, maybe a week ago. this time of the year was our initial projections. And I think Scoot just grinded his ass off and, got ahead of schedule, got himself in shape, and he's now executing on the field, man.
Yeah, awesome. I love it. Our resident doc in the chat, Holmes MD, says it is true. There is less ligamentous. Clayton, help me. Ligamentous laxity post repair.
Really going to ask me.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Tried. I did my best.
All right.
You're using those big words. Since I don't know what they mean, I'm going to be offended by it.
Doug in the chat said, my daughter tore her ACL in high school. If they use hamstring to recreate the new ACL, it does come back stronger. It's the cadaver grafts that are better, man. Y'all using those big words, dude. We got all these people in the chat that know all these medical terms and everything. All I got to say is
he is a G.
You go. All right. New drop, by the way. All right. So other PFF grades. We didn't talk about Josh Jacobs much there. 38 snaps, 84.4. Dude was playing outside of his mind. That is his best grade all year long. So he's playing his best football according to PFF. On the season, he's now up to an 85.7. So Josh Jacobs, man, can't say enough about him. We talked Jordan Love. Jordan Love now on the year up to an 89.9. This is Aaron Rodgers territory, guys. We might as well say it. We talked about it in the second half of 2023. He went on a run that Rodgers never even went on in the second half of 2023.
He's a grown-ass man now. And
it was the touchdown interception ratio was just unbelievable. The grades were off the charts. And then he comes back in 2024, gets hurt in week 1, battles through that injury all year long. And a portion of the fan base was ready to throw him back to the wayside, right? No, he ain't whatever. Now you're seeing that the back half of 2023 was Jordan Love. That is Jordan Love. It's just it's really exciting, man, that we've hit on another stud quarterback back to back to back. Luke Musgrave, pleasant surprise with that 77.5. He's great on the season, still down pretty far, 56.3. But if you go off of the last 3 games of the season here, 25, 36, and 21 snaps, his PFF grade 74, 66, 77. So you're seeing that bar continue to raise for Luke, and I think it has a lot to do with how they're utilizing him and letting him play a little more out wide, run those deep crossers, run some of those deep corner routes. That's what he does well. I'm telling you, I would come out next year and actually I would go try to find another tight end to group with Tucker Kraft when he's healthy. And Josh Wiley might be that dude. He's looking like, they call him the motion man, is what Green Bay tweeted out earlier, which I absolutely love. So he may be the one to group with him. And let's start letting Musgrave run with the receivers. That's what I would like to see happen. So, but yeah, there's your PFF grades on offense. Is there another player that you guys would like to see? I think the only other one that really sticks out to me is Jaden Reed. First game back, 25 snaps. Love to see that. 69.1 PFF grade.
I'm not gonna lie, I was faded. I ain't gonna lie, I was faded. Like,
if it's not too much trouble, is there a way that we could kind of take a look at how the offensive line as a whole, just real quick, just maybe shoot some numbers out, just because I feel like that they've been getting a little bit, some sand thrown on them for not necessarily helping Jordan in certain situations, but at that same time, I feel like that they're also usually going to be good at the pass blocking, right? We kind of always maybe have a little more desirable outcomes when it comes to the run blocking situation, but I don't know. I just want to try to give them some flowers if we can. I don't know.
Yeah, Zach Tom led the way. Surprise, surprise, 77.3. The second highest graded offensive lineman was Darian Kennard with a 75. However, only 6 snaps. Okay, so we gotta throw that out there. And of course, with Zach Tom, the pass blocking was actually 56.6, but the run blocking 86.5. Solid. Now,
where's my boy Nacho Libre on that?
Nacho Libre, aka Sean Ryan. Let's go in order. I think he's the 3rd best offensive lineman here, Tim. Second best is Aaron Banks at a 64.0 with a 81.1 pass blocking grade and a 65.3 run blocking grade. That's solid.
I'll take that.
Then you got Sean Ryan, Tim, with a 61.9. The run blocking grade, 68.7. Not bad, right? Pass blocking, 28.3. So he struggled pass blocking, but again, in run blocking, obviously the offensive line as a whole run blocked a lot better in this game, seems like. So, and then Rasheed Walker, Jacob, to round it out here, was a 61.4 with an 85.7 pass blocking grade, but a 45.8 run blocking grade. That's how the offensive line shook. Anthony Belton, I'm sorry. Got to say it. 53 snaps, 50.6 with a pass blocking grade of 23.8. So not a good day at the office, according to PFF for Anthony Belton. But again, getting the meaningful reps, maybe he'll put it together by the end of the season here. So,
absolutely.
All right. Any other questions? We good on offense before we move on to defense?
Yeesh.
Just real quick, what was Josh Wiley's PFF grade?
66.0 on.
Take that out of tight end 3 or 4. Let's go.
He's solid. He is a
He's
solid.
got some hands too, man. The guy's a pass catcher when we need him to be.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Shifty.
What I like about it too is he's not at Tucker Kraft's level. Obviously, not many tight ends are, but he plays like Tucker Kraft. Like he'll lower that head and run through somebody's face, right? He'll do that. He'll catch the ball when he's open. And I think he's a. I want to say he's just as good at run blocking as Tucker, but nowhere near the overall football players, Tucker, if that makes sense, right? So I think he's on par with Tucker run blocking, but in the passing game, Tucker is just something special. I mean, he'll lay out and make a full extension catch. I mean, that dude is just unbelievable. So there are your offensive PFF grades. Let us know if you're watching this video back later. What do you think about how they graded the offense? Was there a player graded too high, a player graded too low? Let us know in the comments what you agree or disagree with, and maybe there's a player that we overlooked that we didn't highlight necessarily. So let us know what you think in the comments. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you know every time we do go live.